Federal Reserve is getting a $2.5 billion makeover. The new digs have been described as Washington's Palace of Versailles, with rooftop garden terraces, skylights, and VIP elevators. Well, Elon Musk says the Fed's plans are eyebrow-raising and should get DOGed. Speaking of, his Department of Government Efficiency has saved taxpayers $160 billion. While that is short of their goal of $1 trillion in savings, the group says they are far from done, and they continue to publicize some of their crazy findings, like the Education Department's party fund.
There was a $4 billion COVID fund in the Department of Education, and there was no receipts required, so people could just draw down on it. And when people looked into it, this wasn't us, this was before us, they found that money was being used to rent out Caesar's Palace for parties, rent out stadiums, et cetera. And so the one change that DOGE made with the Department of Education is we had the simple requirement that if you draw down money, you must first upload a receipt. That was the only change that was made. You must upload your receipt. And upon doing so,
yes,
nobody drew down any money anymore.
Yes, but we didn't say that we'd check the receipt. You could send a fake receipt. You could send a picture of your dog. Anything. Anything. But as soon as we asked for anything at all, suddenly the requests were like, oh, we don't need it anymore. Huh, that's interesting.
And then the parties dried up. And the Small Business Administration actually giving money to George Jetson and dead people.
Is the Small Business Administration giving loans to dead people, people over the age of 120? The answer was yes, and it was around $330 million in total. So
people with a birthday that could not possibly be real.
Yeah.
Meaning they're over 100, they're 115 years old or older. The oldest living American is 114. So it's safe to say if anybody is in the system as 115 years or older, that is fake.
So just by sharing a database and looking at Social Security numbers that showed that at the time of the loan, they had listed as over 115 years old, or actually under 11. We didn't even check for under 18.
Babies and dead
under 11 years old. That's pretty clear.
Babies
right?
and dead people who are getting loans.
That was $660 million.
Yeah, and Maria, they were even giving them to people who had yet to be born. They made up birthdays in the year 2165.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I know that all of these people were on the rolls, but we don't actually know that they took in the benefits, right? That they took in that money. So, go ahead, Lauren.
That's the part that is very difficult to find out. So they're uncovering it, but they haven't necessarily followed the money.
Yeah. So John, I mean, that's the crux. The fact that they're on the rolls is already ridiculous. I mean, they shouldn't be on the rolls. That it sets you up for failure right there. But once we know if they actually took the money, then it even becomes a bigger conversation in terms of, did they know it, that that's not their money and they're taking the money? So, but bottom line, this is a huge waste of money, John.
It's a huge waste of money, and I'm troubled by the fact that it took so long to investigate this waste and fraud, to bring this to the attention of the American people. Why is it? Why was this tolerated for so long?
Michael.
When I was in the state legislature for 17 years, I never voted for a tax increase. Why? Because I always said, are we spending the money the way we tell our taxpayers we're spending them? Because obviously here, what you're doing is you're eroding any confidence of the American public that the government actually knows what they're doing when it comes to spending money. And what I love, Maria, is to think, oh, $1 billion here, but that's not a big deal. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, right. Well, when you get up to $36 trillion in debt, you realize you're talking about real money, taxpayer money. Thank you for that.